Hi, I'm Matt Honig with Empower RM. Welcome back to our 5-part series on chargeback mistakes that cause revenue leakage for pharma manufacturers. Today we're talking about mistake number 2, untimely contract notifications. But before we do, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel so we can deliver more helpful content like this. Okay, so mistake number 2 is untimely contract notifications. Like we talked about in part 1, when a pharma manufacturer has a new contract or an update to an existing contract, they need to notify all the wholesalers that are servicing that contract. And again, that can be done by email or EDI. Now, in the wholesaler terms and conditions, it usually states that they require 2 weeks notice on all contract updates. This allows them time to enter it into their system. Now, I've usually seen this be about a week, but it could take longer. The main point is that you need to account for this time delay. So there are 2 ways this mistake can occur. One is that the manufacturer delays their notification to the wholesaler, and the second is that they make the contract effective date the same day the contract is signed. So on the delayed notification, if the manufacturer waits a week before they send their notification to the wholesaler, and the wholesaler needs a week or more to enter it into their system, now you have at least a 2-week delay from the date the contract was signed to the date that the information gets entered into the wholesaler's system. So for a new contract, you won't have any sales on that contract until the wholesaler has entered the data into their system. This results in lost revenue, and the longer you delay your notification, the more revenue you lose. For an existing contract, this could also cause revenue loss because the new pricing won't take effect until the contract updates are entered into the wholesaler's system. Now let's look at the more common way this mistake occurs and how it causes revenue loss. So when the manufacturer sets the effective date to the same day the contract was signed, it creates a problem. The problem occurs because the date does not account for the time it takes the wholesaler to update their system. This means that chargebacks will be received with the old price until they update their system. Now, if you don't have a chargeback system, which we highly recommend you do, then most likely you're on auto debit. This means that the wholesaler will automatically debit your account for the chargebacks, and you won't really have a good way to dispute it. However, if you have a chargeback system and update it with the same effective dates, you'll begin to notice chargeback errors until the wholesaler adjusts their system to the new price. These chargeback errors take extra time to review and decide how to handle them. So there are 3 main ways that you can handle a chargeback pricing error. The first is to completely dispute it and pay $0. Now, this is not recommended unless you are disputing the sale itself, not the price. The second is to dispute the chargeback amount and adjust it based on the new price. However, this could be rejected by the wholesaler if you didn't provide the proper notice. In addition, it will most likely result in a resubmission, which will incur additional time. Both of these take extra time to deal with, which will result in lost revenue. And the third way is to do an override where you pay the wholesaler what they requested, even though there's a price discrepancy. This won't result in a resubmission because you're paying them what they're asking for. However, there is still extra time spent to deal with this chargeback exception, which still results in lost revenue. So to prevent revenue loss from this mistake, we have 2 recommendations. The first is to make the effective date of the new pricing at least 1 week after the date the contract was executed. This will minimize chargeback exceptions that come with the old price because it gives the wholesaler time to update their system. And the second is to make sure that you send the updates to the wholesaler within 1 day of the contract being signed. This will ensure that the contract information gets updated as quickly as possible in the wholesaler's system. So today we covered mistake number 2, untimely contract notifications, in our 5-part series. Hopefully you found this content useful and will implement these suggestions to avoid chargeback exceptions and lost revenue. Go ahead and like this video and subscribe to our channel so you'll be alerted when we release part 3.